Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much. How are you, Chris?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Perfect. So my name is Tony Gonzalez. I am from Made in Metal, Spain, but today this interview is for this magazine. This is
Oh,
rock.
great.
Yes,
I love Sin Lizzy.
yes. This is rock. Has another magazine called This is Metal. Maybe the interview could be to This is Metal. Yes.
Yeah, it's. I think our music is metal, not really rock, but metal.
Yes. So we are here because you will release a new CD called Symbol of Eternity. I know that the song is related to another subject, but after 40 years of career, can we take Symbol of Eternity as a motto to remember the grave digger story?
Never thought it. It's a good aspect, I think. But Symbol of Eternity is related to the search for the Holy Grail for the Templars. But on the other side, yes, it's some kind of a synonym also for the career of gravedigger, because we are something like immortal warriors of the German heavy metal scene. We are now here for 42 years, and we never get old. Yeah, we enjoy what we do, and that after such a long time, and from album to album, we think, yeah, we have much more fun doing this. It's not a job; it's some kind of passion. And yeah, perhaps it's symbol of eternity, symbol of the immortal, symbol of the passion, but at the end, it's a story about the Templars.
Yes, but the title of the CD made me think that you don't have a deadline for the band. And I was thinking that maybe you would like to be like the Rolling Stone and celebrate 60.
Oh yeah, it depends how health everybody is at the end. I don't know how old are you, but I'm now 60 years old, and I think that I have a couple of more years to do this. But it not only depends on me, because it depends on the fans outside of record companies, and there are so many factors which are coming at the end, to the scene or to the project you are doing or to the band. Yeah, that I'm only a little part. Yeah. At the end, the people outside must request for Gravedigger, and they must like the band and buy the records or coming to the shows. But I hope they will do, and I'm here. I'm one of the last warriors, and I think with all the older bands like Judas Priest or Saxon, and yeah, we are some kind of dinosaurs.
I don't consider you a dinosaur yet. Let me tell you that I'm 60 years old. I'm 61. I was born in 1961. Yes. So part of my story as a fan of the heavy metal music is that in the beginning, my idols were older. And then when bands like Gravedigger arrived, I was fan of band whose musicians have my same age. And to me was really a problem. Say, wow, do they have the same age than me? Are they playing that? And I don't know to play anything.
I believe that. And when I was a young kid, I was with 16, 17, 18 years old, I was in the first row screaming to Rob Halford or Biff from Saxon, banging my head to the music. And now it's nothing special. We played with all these bands together. I said, hey to Biff, and how are you in a festival, or meeting Dio a couple of years ago, and sitting on stage with John Lord when he played the organ. When I was a young kid and I was a fan, when if somebody told me that I have the status of a rock star, more or less, and meeting all my own idols, I would say, "Are you, man? You are fucking crazy," And now they are also my idols, but more or less in the same level, And that is something. yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift for a person as me, and it's a gift for a musician, and to know all my idols so close, and to be on stage with them together, more or less. That is fantastic.
If somebody told me when I was listening Witch Hunter that 30 years later I will be talking to you, I will say the same. You are fucking crazy. Yes. And now I'm here, and in this CD, you continue the story of the Crusaders and the Templars. The band is inspired on this period since 1998. That was when you released the first CD with the Crusaders theme. Now, do you take a special period of this story, or the lyrics are about the centuries where the Crusaders took place?
When we started to search for a topic for this album, we said, okay, we have so much untold stories about the Templars, because Knights of the Cross was an album that was in a historical way, you know, from period to period.
Mm-hmm.
But the new one is, there we looked on the legends and the mites, and also all the secrets behind the Templar, or the order of the Templar, you know. And there are so many untold stories you can find about the Templars. Let's say, pray for this unholy Baphomet, and they always search for the Holy Grail, because that is a symbol of Christianity for them, because it's the blood of Jesus was collecting from the cross. And there are so many interesting stories about that. And I said by myself, okay, I want to tell some of these stories. Yeah? And that is the reason why we also not call it Knights of the Cross Part 2 or something. This is a symbol of eternity. It's a secret of the Templars, of the Holy Grail, and of their fight for the Christianity in the Middle East, you know. And yeah, I'm also addicted in history. I like the stories. I think they are really good for heavy metal. The combine of history, like the Templars or Scotland, or also is this Excalibur thing. All these topics fit very good for heavy metal. And yeah, I use this kind of cliche sometimes for my music, and mix it with history, you know.
Yes, maybe you don't know, but last Easter, I was in a city called Burgos de Osma here in Spain, and close to the city, there is a Templar church in the middle of the wood. And the legends say that Jacques de Molay and the Templars hide the treasure in the forest. So, and I'm curious, and my question is, apart from the music, are you related, or are you a member of a Templar order?
No.
No, but do you know that the Templar order exists?
Yeah, definitely. It's
Yes.
yeah, but I'm not. I'm a football trainer, you know, and I don't have the time to be in an order of the Templar, of a secret community or something like that. No, that is not my cup of tea. I'm on the other side. When I do a record, I tell the people stories. I do try to give them some visions in your head. But all these things I do when I'm making music is entertainment. You know, I want to entertain the people, and I want to give them a good time in my shows, giving a good time if they listen to heavy metal, to our CDs, and that is the most important thing. No, I'm not a fighter for the Templar of the Order.
You told me that your goal is entertain the people, but I think that if the people pay attention to the lyrics, maybe they will like the story, or they would like to read about it, because in my case, I consider that in some cases are really interesting. For example, Hell is My Purgatory, the video. So I pay attention to the video, and it's really interesting. And even to catch the attention of the people, there is a woman, Lisa Kaspari, performing the Baphomet. I could imagine that the Baphomet could be a man, not a woman.
You know, if you're doing a movie and a historical movie, sometimes you need parts to make the story a bit more interested, you know.
Mm.
And we want to catch the people's attention on one side, that we give the role to a girl. Yeah, we brought some sex in the video, you know, and to give a little bit more to attention. But at the end, nobody knows what was Baphomet. Yeah, it was a symbol for the unholy. Yeah, some stories say it was a cat or some god, like in a cat form with a head of a cat with horns and everything. Other people say it, other stories told it's the girl to in or the cat can change their outfit into a girl to keep the attention of the Templars. And there are so many different stories about Baphomet, and we mix them more or less, you know. And that is the reason why we used Lisa Kaspari also as a Baphomet. I think she made a great job. Anyway,
my favorite song is The Last Crusade, and is my favorite because in the middle section guitar, there is a middle section guitar riff and the marching rhythm. And say this part is perfect for a live concert. The people with the headbanging, perfect. And I know that you write all the lyrics, but tell me, how is the process of writing the music?
At first, when we start collecting ideas, I start with the lyrics and I make the titles, and then I write the lyrics after the titles, and then I start thinking about the chorus. The chorus is the first thing we wrote in a song, and then I record it here on my mobile phone and sing it in my way and send it to Axel, the guitar player, and said, okay, for this song, I imagine this chorus, you know. And then we start step by step. It's like painting a picture or making a movie. And then Axel has a main riff, or said, okay, that fits very well to the song. And then we constructed a song together, and we create an atmosphere which fits very well at the end to the lyrics. That is the most important thing, that the music fits with the lyrics. When I am, as a singer, have the feeling that the lyrics fits to the music, then it's okay. When I find out there's something wrong inside, then I change the lyric, or we change the music for the song, you know. It's yeah, it's a more or less it's a half a year process from the beginning, from the first ideas till the end of the pre-production, and then we start recording it. Yeah. The interesting thing is that The Last Crusade is played on a baritone guitar.
Mm.
You know, this baritone guitar has 5 half tones deeper than the normal guitar, and that is the reason why it sounds like, yeah, like more like a part of Black Sabbath or something.
Mm.
So deep, so doomy, so dark.
So the closing track is Hellas, Hellas, when you sang in Greek for the first time. My question is not why you sang in Greek. My question, because I know that you have visited Greek for almost 30 years. My question is, why you didn't do it before? And tell me, when did you listen to the original song, and what did you decide to record a cover?
Well, that is a long time ago. In 1994, I was in Crete, and Vasilis Papakonstantinou played a concert there, and then I saw him there the first time. And as encore, he played Hellas, Hellas, and I was, ooh, whoa, it's a great song. And when we played the first time in 1997 in Greece, we decided to play this song as an encore too, because we know that this song is very famous in Greece, and people were, yeah, excited about that. Yeah, and after so many years now, I'm signed to a Greek label called Raw Records, and the owner, Aki Kosmidis, is a very well-known person in Greece. And then he made the contact to the original singer, to Vasilis Papakonstantinou. And I talked to him and said, okay, Vasilis, I have the idea. What do you think? And he said, yes, great. I like heavy metal. Let's do it. And he's also now 74 years old. And I'm really proud that we could make it with him together. And yeah, the result is now on the album. Sometimes dreams came true.
Yes, and tell me, Chris, what do you like more from Greece?
I like the language. I like the islands. I like the people there, and I like the food. I like everything. So
Several years ago, you recording a CD called Clash of the Gods that is related to the myth and legends of the ancient Greek. So are you thinking of writing another CD about this subject, or everything is done?
I don't know. In the moment, I'm working on a solo album, and I don't know what we're doing on the next Gravedigger. So far away because now it will be released in August, and the solo album will be released next year. And we're talking about an album which will perhaps in 2024, you know. But in the moment, I don't have any idea. So, but time will bring back the creativity and the ideas when I finish my solo album, and it will be released, and then we start with the new Gravedigger album, I think in the middle of next year.
Are you thinking of recording a solo CD? Why?
I have so many ideas, you know, and I want to do something different beside Gravedigger. And I'm also a big fan of American power metal, you know, like Metal Church. And the solo album will be a mixture of Gravedigger meets Metal Church at the end with my vocals, and it will be written by a different guitar player and me. And yes, it sounds really great. We are middle in the pre-production for that, and yeah, I'm so full of creativity. I can release a record every year, but I can't release a Gravedigger record every year, so nobody will release it. So I do in a Gravedigger album every 2 years, and then now I'm doing a solo album next year.
Yes. Maybe the answer to the next question is who knows, but I'm going to ask you the question. The question is that in the past, you dedicated a CD to Edgar Allan Poe and his short stories. Have you ever thought to write music inspired on or about another American writer?
Let's see. I'm a big fan of Edgar Allan Poe, but I don't know if we're going back to this kind of stories again. Everything is open, but it's a good idea, man.
Yes, I was thinking of Howard P. Lovecraft and his short stories.
Okay, good. I know them. Yeah. Would be fit also, but let's see.
Okay. But let me tell you that if I see you playing songs inspired on Howard P. Lovecraft short story, I want the credit.
Okay.
Who make the CD cover in this CD?
Oh, this is a German guy called Uwe Jarling. He's from south of Germany, and he's really fantastic. I have the digipack already here, the media book. Look. So this guy is really awesome. He did a lot of good artworks for this record, and he also did now the artwork for my solo album. And yeah, I will keep on working with him because he's really fantastic.
Yes, I was thinking of Julia or Andreas Marshall, but when I check the covers, there is something different here. However, even when there is something different, the line is the same. And this is the reason why I'm going to ask you, how is the working process? Did you send the music to the designer, or you explain the images that come out of your mind?
Normally the music isn't ready when we start with the cover. I have the idea in my head, and then I go to the artist and say, hey, this is my idea. Let's work something out, and can you do me a draft or something? And Uwe came up with this idea and with a draft, and yeah, it's really fantastic. It's so complex, the artwork with all the details and everything, and the colors I like so much.
So at the beginning of the conversation, I told you that I meet the band with Witch Hunter. What do you remember most from this time when you recorded the first two LP, the noise time?
The most things I remember is that we drank a lot.
Yes.
And we had, I think, to drink was the most important thing for us, not the music or the recordings. We were young and we thought we are rock stars because we recorded an LP, and we drank a lot. But the funny story is that the bass player at this time, it was René Thibonnet. He couldn't play the bass because he was too bad. He only was looking good, like a rock star, but he can't play bass. So I had to play the bass in the studio for Witch Hunter. I divided it with Peter Messen, the guitar player, and we both do our tracks on this album, and we throw him out in the middle of the recordings in the studio and finish by ourselves. That is a funny story behind it. But the guy was never seen again, and yeah, it was crazy times in the 80s.
Yes, but I ask you this question because the question has a little trick, because I read just today that the band or you had lost the rights of these songs, and you don't have that you are not the owner of the song that you're recording in that period. And to me, this was really a bad situation. And I think that it was a failure, but maybe you were young, and there to record Stronger Than Ever was another failure, because maybe the company forced you to make more commercial music that at the end, it wasn't commercial at all. So
at the end, it wasn't so commercial it should be. It was a mixture from heavy metal and commercial music. It's a good album, but yeah, we signed a deal with Noise Records, and as I said before, we drank a lot, and I give the contract and not reading. Oh yeah, we are rock stars. We have a contract. So like other bands too, and it was easy for the record companies to get all the artists, you know. And we signed a artist deal, and we lost all the rights. We give it to the record company. And after all these years, all the rights were sold, from Noise to Sanctuary, from Sanctuary to Universal, from Universal to BMG. So I'm collecting some money anyway with that music. So I give a shit. I also can't get back the rights from Gun Records, because they stay with Sony, where the trilogy is, because they're selling good. Why they should give me the rights back, you know? So anyway, I'm looking to the future. I'm looking for live shows, and that is the most important thing.
Gun Record and The Reaper started a new era after 6 years of silence. Tell me, what were you doing in this period of time from 1988, 89 to 1993? Just going to the school as a teacher?
No, we did some Gravedigger stuff in the side. We didn't call it Gravedigger. It was a time where we had a band called Hawaii, but it was at the end more or less Gravedigger. You know, we recorded a demo, sounds like Gravedigger. And yeah, then we came back, we sent it out, we make another demo, called it Gravedigger again, and then we got back a record deal with Gun Records.
Is, okay, for example, that sometimes you say that you listen heavy metal and jazz. In the case of jazz, what do you think this music gives you?
I like Chick Corea, you know, this keyboard player, and Stanley Clarke. That is my part of jazz music.
Thank you very much for your time, Chris.
Thank you, and stay healthy. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.